1 year ago, New York City and the tri-state area was changed forever.
I lost everything. I mean, when you fix things, you do the best you can.
A force of nature unlike anything we've experienced before, bringing untold devastation to our homes and communities.
It's devastating. It's something like you never saw before.
Then, a moment of terror at the world's oldest marathon.
But now it's a new day, and like many times before, we recover, we rebuild, and we return better than ever to be part of something that's more than just a race.
Now, a Channel 7 Eyewitness News special presentation. Marathon Sunday. Live from Fort Wadsworth on Staten Island and the starting line of the 2013 IMG New York City Marathon. Here are Rob Powers and Laura Benke.
Good morning and welcome to this special edition of Eyewitness News Marathon Sunday. The crowds are gathering for what promises to be an exciting race through all 5 boroughs. I'm Laura Benke.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Rob Powers, and welcome to race day. 48,000 runners will compete today in front of a crowd of 2 million spectators on the running route, and more than 300 million around the world will be watching this race. You'll see it all right here on Channel 7.
Well, the main event gets started in about 2 hours from now at the foot of the Verrazano Bridge. Racers from all walks of life and all corners of the world will strap on their bibs for a chance to compete in this storied athletic event.
It's going to be fun, and we're with you there for the entire thing, all day long. We will be with you every moment of this race, along with our team of reporters from the starting line to the finish line out in Central Park, and everywhere along this race course in between as well. So we want to introduce everybody to our reporters. We'll get to that in a bit. But first, we do want to talk about the year that has been marked with tragedy and triumph for so many families across New York City and the tri-state region as well.
Well, last year, for the first time ever, city officials and race organizers had to make the painful decision to cancel the New York City Marathon in the wake, of course, of Superstorm Sandy. That decision did not come easy.
There will be no marathon this Sunday. It has been canceled for this weekend.
In a week that was filled with historic moments, another first. The New York City Marathon canceled for the first time in 42 years.
In these last few days, as it became clear the marathon became a matter of controversy and division in the city.
New York Roadrunners President and CEO Mary Wittenberg making the painful announcement on Eyewitness News.
I relived that week second by second for probably 4 or 5 months, at every turn saying, what could we have done better?
Wittenberg and her team under intense pressure to call off the race. In the midst of such raw emotion, websites were dedicated to shutting the race down, some even threatening to harm the runners.
We really are so much about helping the city, and other people were right, and we see now why they didn't understand.
But when Marathon Sunday came, the runners still came out. Thousands, including Wittenberg, strapping on backpacks full of supplies and heading to Staten Island for a marathon of a different kind.
This time it was the runner's turn to help the spectator, more than the spectator cheering the runner.
It's a commitment that's continued as communities rebuild. To date, the Roadrunners has donated more than $2 million in cash and supplies for storm relief, including $100,000 just last month at the first ever Staten Island Day.
It puts people back in the mood, you know, the community comes together and everyone's having fun.
The road to healing has been long and hard. This year, the runners are back. The volunteers are back. We mourn how Sandy tore our communities apart, but we celebrate our strength as a city.
We have a celebration in this Marathon 2013 and in our coming together in the streets like we do in all the boroughs so often in New York City that we really have to hang on to, because that's so much part of who we are as New Yorkers and Americans.
Now, runners who had to cancel their plans last year are getting sort of a do-over today. Every competitor had the option of a guaranteed spot in this year's marathon, with about half of last year's runners taking part today.
And that gets us on to today. This morning's race kicking off from right here on Staten Island in Fort Wadsworth about 2 hours from now. We will hit all 5 boroughs along this 26.2-mile stretch. Runners spend the least amount of time on Staten Island, but the escape from the borough over the Verrazano Narrows Bridge leaves a lasting impression.
Hey, the first mile of the ING New York City Marathon is the toughest.
Mile 2. Welcome to Brooklyn. Plan on staying a while. Runners will be here for the next 11 miles, passing through the neighborhoods of Bay Ridge, Park Slope, Gowanus, Fort Greene, Williamsburg, and Greenpoint. Mile 8 near the Brooklyn Academy of Music is a hotspot for spectators where runners can expect a big boost from the crowd. Get teased by the New York City skyline at mile 13. That's where runners enter Queens via the Pulaski Bridge and find themselves in Long Island City, just 3 miles in the borough until the course takes another steep climb over the Queensboro Bridge. Runners are welcomed to Manhattan by one of the largest and loudest crowds on the course.
You get pumped up, and then you run faster than ever anticipated, and then you're like, mile 18 and 20, like, what have I done? But you'll come back stronger.
4 miles later, mile 20, runners enter the Bronx via the Willis Avenue Bridge for a 1-mile visit. Spectators there know it's one of the hardest points of the race for a runner, mentally and physically.
That's when the test of guts is, and so if you can be past that, and then you know you have the crowd of the people coming into Manhattan.
Back in Harlem at mile 21, runners can see Central Park and the Midtown skyscrapers before turning onto Fifth Avenue for the Museum Mile that leads right to Engineers Gate. From there, it is no easy walk in the park as runners test their strength and gut out the final miles, exiting for a run down Central Park South before re-entering the park at Columbus Circle, finishing near Tavern on the Green. And right now, thousands of runners and spectators are making their way to Staten Island right now. The crowd gathering behind us as we speak, getting ready for the start of this race.
They are excited, and they will be packing the starting line to watch some of the world's best athletes begin their journey. But first, they've got to get here. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger is riding with some of them aboard the Staten Island ferry. This is a live look from Newscopter 7. Josh, how's it looking out there?
How cool is that?
Awesome. Okay, so I guess we are checking in with Josh. We are checking with Josh a little bit later.
We will check in with Josh as he makes his way across on the Staten Island Ferry. He's actually on the ferry, making his way to us, along with the runners who are coming for the start of this race as well. So, you know, it's everybody coming out to see us this morning. It's going to be it's a brisk fall morning today. It is marathon morning, though, and we're ready to roll.
Yes, the racers are here at Fort Wadsworth. They are warming up, getting ready for that opening horn. And let's check in now to see what exactly we can expect from meteorologist and marathon runner. She's pulling double duty today. Amy Freeze has the conditions runners will be facing today. Amy?
Laura, no question. I've got my bib underneath, but everybody is bundled up. When the runners do arrive here to what we call the pit on Staten Island in Fort Wadsworth, they are going to be bundled up and ready to wait it out for the start line. Now, temperatures are in the 40s right now, which doesn't seem so bad, but the winds coming in behind us front are out of the northwest. So I've recruited my entire line of windbreakers this morning. Once we take off from the start, you're going to want a buddy to sort of break the wind for you, that's for sure. Here's a look at what's happening outside right now. We do have some clouds out there as the sun has come up this morning. Those clouds are going to break during the early afternoon for some good sunshine. It's not going to do a lot to warm us up, though. Temperatures in the upper 40s right now across a lot of the area. However, you factor in the wind and the feels-like temperature is much colder. Keep in mind that runners will be facing the wind, running directly into the wind, coming off Staten Island, going into Brooklyn and up to Queens. Once they get into the Bronx, it's going to be a little relief as they hit the wall, turning around to come back into Manhattan and Central Park. The wind finally at their back to take us into those final sort of tough miles once we make the turn towards Tavern on the Green. The wind in our face once again as we make it to the finish. Here's the planning forecast for today. Racers and spectators bundle up, upper 40s. Now the strongest winds will be out of the northwest between noon and 1 p.m. That's where we could see sustained winds at 20 miles an hour and some gusts even up to 30. It is going to be a breezy marathon day, but on days like this, what we say is run like the wind. It's going to be a great race day. We'll have much more coming up, some wonderful stories, 48,000 stories, in fact, and we get to bring just a few of them to you. Ron, Laura, back to you.
Thanks very much, Amy. Well, the excitement, it's growing here at Fort Wadsworth for the start of the ING New York City Marathon.
Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles is at the starting gate right now as the crowds are starting to gather right here. Darla.
Hey there, Rob and Laura, you're right. There's a lot of excitement and a lot of questions from runners who are coming in. This is the entrance, the drop-off point from the Staten Island Ferry. These runners are taking the ferry here to Staten Island, and then they're taking a shuttle bus over to this one entrance. Now, there are two entrances, and as you can see, there are lots of people gathered, people answering questions. If you're still on your way to the race, there's something important you should know. There are color codes in this race, so if you are a blue, you're going to go right to the right. If you are green or orange, you're going to go straight ahead. Let me show you what one of those drop-off, those check-in station looks like. Over there, you see that big tent. That is where the blue color-coded runners are checking in. You can see a lot of people have checked in. They're sitting down by the trees, and they're waiting for the start of the race. And then if you look to the left, you can see those UPS trucks. Those trucks are going to take the belongings of the runners to the end of the race. And this morning, we caught up with a few runners. Again, people are here from all over the world, and these runners came all the way from Holland. So what are you expecting today?
I expect to start
Getting back alive.
to die somewhere between, we have to think in miles, so that would be somewhere between 20 and 24 miles. And then I'll cradle up and try to smile as I do the last 2 miles.
So you can see people are excited. They're waving at Eyewitness News. They're coming in from the Staten Island Ferry, getting ready to run. Again, there are 2 entrances here to Fort Wadsworth for runners to check in, and the race starts in different waves. So again, check your start time before you head out. Reporting live at Fort Wadsworth in Staten Island, Darla Miles, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Thanks a lot, Darla. But before they can get to Darla, they have to cross a body of water.
And for that, we want to check in once again with Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger. He is on board the Staten Island Ferry right now. Oh, Josh.
Hey guys, we have just arrived at St. George. This was the 6:45 ferry. All these guys, you guys excited? Yes. Where they're in various stages of dress. They're very excited. Yep, and why don't we just show you? They're getting off here at St. George. There were a couple thousand people on this particular boat, a boat that guy from Austria just walked by here. He's getting ready to run the race. This boat has a capacity of about 4,000 people, and they are running every 15 minutes. They expect to transport more than 20,000 people this way across the harbor on these ferries. People, of course, very excited. A lot of people who tried to do this last year didn't make it this far, and now they are really in this now that they've arrived here on Staten Island. And as I said, they're in various stages of dress, various plans for how they're going to run the race. We talked to one guy a few minutes ago who is running the race in a suit. Here's what he had to say. You have stuff on underneath, like running stuff on?
I've got some Under Armour underneath. I've got some like Vaseline around my collar just to hopefully, reduce the, friction.
And back live. So what do you guys think? You ready?
We are so ready!
Ready as ever. Where are you from?
Germany.
Germany? Yeah. Were you here last year too, or no?
No, because of Sandy.
No. Yeah, you would have been. Yeah. Would have been. So good luck to you. Have fun. Have fun. All right, so here we go.
We were here last year.
And so what do you feel now that you're
ready to roll? We are psyched.
All right, so there they go. We can't really stop them for all that.
New York.
Hell's Kitchen, New York, a real local. So this really means something to that guy, of course, Upper East Side. People from all over the world who are here on the Staten Island Ferry taking this step, a very important step, particularly for the people. Hi there.
Hi, 10th marathon.
10th New York Marathon.
No, 7th New York Marathon, 10th overall. And I'm running it so my friend's mom can get medical marijuana in Florida.
All right, well, there is that. There we go from the Staten Island Ferry, and all these guys getting ready to roll. We'll send it back to you guys.
Talk to you just a little bit. Runners going to make their way from Staten Island through Brooklyn, Queens, and then on to the Bronx, and then finally into Manhattan. Let's take a quick look here at the finish line. It resides in the busiest park in the country. It's already one of the biggest tourist attractions in the country as well, Central Park.
This year, security will be tighter than ever following the attack at the Boston Marathon, of course, this past April. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Johnson is live at the finish line right now to show us some of the changes that you will and will not see today. Anthony?
Good morning to you, Laura and Robin. We're just out here at the finish line looking at it. You can see they're still working to get everything prepared out here. The final touches. Security is indeed tight. You can look off into the distance and see the grandstand. This is where people will be coming later on today to watch the finishers as they go across the finish line out here. Now, for this marathon, in light of what happened in Boston in the spring, security is a high priority. There will be extra scrutiny, extra security at this year's New York City Marathon.
You'll see a difference, yeah, there's no doubt about it.
In the immediate aftermath of the bombings at the Boston Marathon, the New York Roadrunners put security policies in place. Policies that will be strictly enforced at this year's race.
Security's on people's minds, and they're very open to measures that help ensure a safe and healthy environment.
Runners are discouraged from bringing bags to the starting line. Those who do will have to put their belongings in a specially issued clear plastic bag they will pick up at the end of the race in Central Park. As for spectators, there will be special check-ins near the finish line, and people are encouraged to leave bags at home.
It's going to be checked, similar to when you go into Madison Square Garden or one of the stadiums.
The marathon presents a unique challenge, covering over 26 miles in 5 boroughs. While it's not possible to screen everyone who comes out, Police Commissioner Ray Kelly says his officers will be watching.
We have established mobile units and video collection teams. Hundreds of cameras, some of which are displayed on the screens here, can be monitored live via the NYPD's domain awareness system.
The NYPD has also purchased 100 mobile cameras it will deploy along the course. And they will also have access to 1,400 private cameras along the course. They brought in extra security personnel. They're already out here at the finish line. They were put in place starting at 5 o'clock this morning. Gates at all the entrances into Central Park. So if you're going to be trying to get over here, you will go through a very, very thorough check. That is latest live from the finish line of the New York City Marathon. Anthony Johnson, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Back to you guys.
All right, Anthony, thank you very much. We will see you again later on today. There is still so much more coming up this morning. Coming up, she is one of the world's biggest pop stars, we're told, and this year she has a team of her own right here in the ING New York City Marathon.
Yes, find out how Lady Gaga, yes, Lady Gaga is raising hope for young people here in New York and across the country as we continue our special coverage of Eyewitness News Marathon Sunday.
Honey, you can't be so careless.
Okay.
This is our orange money. This is what we're setting aside for our retirement. We have to be really careful with this.
Okay.
That's why we got organized with ING, so we can make the most out of what we put away for retirement.
Those are your jeans.
Get organized with ING so you'll know exactly what money to put where, helping you reach and enjoy retirement. Find the retirement planning profile that's right for you at ing.us.
Road closed?
There's a guy. Excuse me, Glacier Point?
Follow me!
Follow me! Keep up, keep up, keep up.
Look, he's right there.
The Nissan Pathfinder.
Wow.
Nissan, innovation that excites. Now get a $279 per month lease on a 2014 Nissan Pathfinder.
This year, we're running so those women won't have to walk. Learn how you can make pregnancy and childbirth safe for all moms at everymothercounts.org.
Eyewitness News Marathon Sunday is sponsored by Every Mother Counts. Together, we can make pregnancy and childbirth safe for all moms. And Nissan, innovation that excites.
Welcome back to Eyewitness News Marathon Sunday as we count down to the start of the 2013 ING New York City Marathon. We are coming to you live from Fort Wadsworth on Staten Island as the crowds and competitors gather for this year's race. The tens of thousands of runners taking part this morning are getting some words of encouragement from a pop star.
How about that? Native New Yorker, Lady Gaga. She may not be running this race herself, but she and her family are inspiring others to do just that, to help a cause close to her heart. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson has more on that. She joins us now live along the marathon route in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. Kimberly?
Good morning, guys. Look, I came prepared today. Look at the little finger next to the pinky. What does that say? It says Brooklyn. Right now, I'm at 4th Avenue in Flatbush. Take a look. This is mile marker 8. The runners will come down 4th Avenue and make the turn here on Flatbush. Right here, crews are getting ready. They're setting up a stage, one of the many bands that will be performing today. More than 135 bands and musical acts. That's more than any other marathon. Among the runners out here, you're going to see a group of 10. They're called Team Born This Way. They're running on behalf of Gaga's foundation, which, like this event, celebrates the underdog.
Hi everybody, this is Lady Gaga. Hello to all my runners in the New York City Marathon.
That's right, the woman known for pushing the envelope will be rooting on a certain group of runners November 3rd. Josh is one of them.
The offer couldn't have come at a better time.
The offer to run with 9 others in the ING New York City Marathon with Team Born This Way, named after Stephanie's, a.k.a. Lady Gaga, foundation, which provides support for young people ages 15 to 25.
That is such a pivotal moment in who somebody is going to become, but yet we don't have the resources for them to develop into somebody that is braver, that is kinder, that is stronger.
The foundation launched in 2011.
To be able to help youth in a really positive way and do that alongside my daughter has been a very, very rewarding experience for me.
From the family restaurant, Gaga's mother told me being there race day makes perfect sense since, like the foundation, the marathon also celebrates and supports diversity, something near and dear to Gaga.
She went through a lot of struggles as a youth, which I think makes her a great ambassador for this organization because they identify with the things that she went through.
We will be singing The Edge of Your Glory before the finish line. Applause for you.
So fitting, so Gaga. By the way, Team Born This Way has so far raised more than $100,000 that goes to programs directly linked to the foundation. We'll have much more from Brooklyn later during this special broadcast. For now, we're live in Fort Greene. Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Thanks a lot, Kimberly. Well, from celebrities to elite runners to everybody in between, the ING New York City Marathon is a time for thousands of athletes to come together with a common goal of improving the health and well-being of people in the New York City area and, of course, around the world.
Everybody kind of runs for something, don't they? 47,000 runners, 47,000 stories. With the Run for Something Better program, ING is changing children's lives through fitness. For 10 years, ING has partnered with the New York Roadrunners as the title sponsor of the biggest and best marathon in the world, the ING New York City Marathon. Many ING employees and customers run this race, and each year, ING drapes the city in orange and offers course-wide support for runners and spectators. More than just a sponsorship, ING is committed to supporting many of the youth and charity activities around the marathon. Each year, ING awards at least 50 grants, up to $2,500 each, to schools that encourage running programs, helping children develop healthy exercise habits for life.
We have almost 100,000 kids that have participated. We ask anybody and everybody, all of you, to donate $10. And when you donate $10, we send you a pair of orange laces. And that way you can say that you're too tied to this commitment that we have to kids running.
All right, the big race just a couple of hours away, and we are counting down this morning.
Clock's ticking, huh?
Yes.
Already this morning. We've got much more ahead, live from the starting line of the 2013 ING New York City Marathon. It's all coming up.
Monday at 5, his tenants suffer.
The pillow. This was the solution to the leak.
How often is the elevator broken?
3 weeks out of a month.
While he lives the high life. So Eyewitness News' Jim Hoffer shows up.
Are you sure this works, this elevator?
To push this landlord's buttons. Monday on Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Are you okay, Mom? Yes, I
am. Life insurance from New York Life can help your family keep good going.
More room in Economy Plus. More comfort. More of what you need. That's built around you, friendly. A little over 27 years ago, we did a crazy thing. We took the clock off the finish line and put it on your wrist. And Timex Ironman became your coach, your motivation, a symbol of your journey to your own finish line. What we never expected is where you'd take us. Timex Ironman. Show yourself what you can do.
Compare. Donna Simon opposed more criminal background checks on gun sales. Marie Corfield supports them. Simon opposed raising the minimum wage. Corfield supports raising the minimum wage. Simon even voted against property tax relief for the middle class. Corfield's plan would help families save more. Donna Simon just doesn't get it. Make the change to Marie Corfield, a parent, a teacher, an independent voice.